Welcome to LoreVoyager. In this video, we're going back to the very beginning of the AION universe. We will explore who Aion is, how Atreia was created, and what ultimately caused the world to split in two. Let's begin at the moment where everything started. The universe was dark. There were no stars, no shadows, only a silent, endless, cold void. A moment where even time itself seemed to take its first breath. Within this nothingness, a single consciousness formed, Aion. No one knows how Aion came into existence. Aion was not born from another creator, nor shaped by any prior force. Aion was existence itself, a cosmic power that shaped thought, directed energy, and acted with the desire to create order. Aion's first intention was to create a world, a perfect world built upon balance. This world would house countless beings in the future and become a symbol of cosmic harmony. This world was Atreia. As Aion transformed thought into reality, it shaped Atreia using the energy of the universe. Atreia functioned like a living organism from the inside out. And at the very center of this world rose a structure unlike anything in existence. The Tower of Eternity. This tower wasn't just architecture. It was the heart of Aion. The main artery carrying life energy into Atreia, the source of light, darkness, elements, and time. The tower was so powerful that it held the world together from two sides. No one yet understood what would happen if anything ever happened to this tower. Aion could not rule this enormous world alone. So it divided its own light into 12 parts. These fragments gained consciousness over time. And thus, the Empyrean Lords were born. Each lord represented a different form of power. Light, Asphel strength and shadow. Israphel wisdom and silence. Nezikin and Zikkel the dual faces of war. Lumio logic and energy. In the early ages, they all acted in harmony. But the greater the balance, the more devastating the fall when it breaks. Aion next created humans. Humans were the weakest beings in Atreia, yet the ones with the greatest potential. Humans were curious, ambitious, afraid, yet hungry to learn and grow. The Empyrean Lords began guiding them, teaching them warfare, defense, magic, order, and craftsmanship. Over time, humans expanded, reproduced, and became the most populated race in Atreia. But this growth sparked ideological conflict among the lords. Seraphim. Humans must be restricted. If they grow unchecked, they may become dangerous. Shedim. They should be free. Aion created them to choose their own fate. This tension had not yet turned into open war. But the fuse had already been lit. And the real threat was coming from outside. Aion's final creation was the Balaur. Giant, dragon-like beings made of pure power. They were originally created to protect Atreia. But this power soon became insufficient for them. The Balaur oppressed humans, built their own empires, challenged the Empyrean Lords. The guardians of the world had suddenly become its greatest threat. The leaders of the Balaur, the Dragon Lords, were the absolute masters of the elements. Phrygian fire. Tiamat dark creation. The Dragon Lord of ice. Master of deception and machinery, the Dragon Lord of decay. And thus began Atreia's first great war. The First Balaur War. For the first time in history, the Empyrean Lords united with their full strength. Seraphim and Shedim fought side by side. Human armies, mages, warriors, elemental forces. All stood against the Balaur. The war lasted centuries. Cities fell, lands dried up, and Atreia began to lose its balance. The Lords then made a desperate plan. To use the Tower of Eternity's power as a weapon. This plan would either end the war, or destroy Atreia itself. The one responsible for stabilizing the tower was the wise Lord Israphel. But during the power transfer, something unimaginable happened. Israphel withdrew. He abandoned the tower. Everything changed at that moment. The tower filled with more energy than it could hold. And the catastrophe became inevitable. The tower could no longer contain its energy. It exploded in a massive burst. The explosion was so immense that Atreia was split in two. Those above remained close to the light Elyos. Those below fell into darkness Asmodians. The enormous rift in the sky was named the Abyss. Aion fell silent. The lords lost their power. Humanity was divided. And the world changed forever. And that brings us to the end of Episode 1. Today, we witnessed the birth of a universe, the rise of gods, the awakening of the Balaur, and the betrayal that shattered Atreia into two worlds. But this is only the beginning. In the next episode, we will explore how both Elyos and Asmodians rebuilt their civilizations after the Cataclysm, why light and darkness became mortal enemies, and how the Abyss turned into an eternal battleground. If you want to see the continuation of this epic journey, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to LoreVoyager. I am LoreVoyager, and I'll see you in the next world.